10. The Audi A6, occupying the 10th position, is the definitive execution of the mid-size German executive sedan. The current CH generation Audi A6 commands a starting MSRP of roughly $58,100 for the premium 45 TFSI variant. Built upon the highly modular MLB Evo platform, the A6 is mathematically engineered to consume highway miles with absolute acoustic isolation. The superior 55 TFSI model utilizes a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 engine paired with a 48-volt mild hybrid electric vehicle MHEV system. This powertrain generates a verified 335 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. Power is routed through a 7-speed S-tronic dual-clutch transmission to Audi's legendary Quattro all-wheel drive system. The A6 does not attempt to be a visceral track weapon. Instead, it relies on sophisticated software, including the MMI dual touchscreen infotainment architecture and available predictive adaptive cruise assist. It secures its place by offering a surgically precise, technology-heavy alternative to its more aggressive domestic rivals, delivering a 0-60 sprint in 5.1 seconds while maintaining an EPA-estimated 30 miles per gallon on the highway. 9. The BMW M2. In the 9th spot sits the final stronghold of the analog driving experience, at a baseline price of $65,500. The G87 generation BMW M2 completely rejects the heavy hybridized architectures dominating the modern performance sector. It is a purpose-built rear-wheel drive track weapon that relies on the phenomenal S58 3.0-liter twin-turbocharged inline-6 engine. For the current model year, engineers increased the output to a catastrophic 473 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque. The true mechanical supremacy of the M2 lies in its transmission availability. BMW continues to offer a traditional 6-speed manual gearbox, a feature nearly extinct in this financial bracket. While its 3,814-pound curb weight is heavy by historical subcompact standards, the vehicle utilizes a near-perfect 50-50 weight distribution, an active M differential, and a highly rigid chassis to execute surgical directional changes. It accelerates to 60 miles per hour in a verified 3.9 seconds, proving that raw, unfiltered internal combustion remains relevant in a digitized world. 8. The Cadillac Coupe DeVille, taking the 8th position, requires a pivot to historical American dominance. The Cadillac Coupe DeVille, particularly the legendary 1959 iteration, represents the absolute zenith of mid-century automotive excess and aerospace-inspired design. In 1959, the base price of a Coupe DeVille was approximately $5,252, a massive financial sum at the time. Today, pristine examples routinely cross the auction block for anywhere from $80,000 to over $150,000. Mechanically, the 1959 Coupe DeVille was propelled by a massive 390 cubic inch 6.4-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine, generating 345 gross horsepower. It featured a 4-speed hydromatic automatic transmission and rested on a massive 130-inch wheelbase. The vehicle weighed nearly 4,800 pounds but rode on a sophisticated coil spring suspension that completely isolated occupants from the road surface. With its iconic, towering tail fins and dual-bullet taillights, the Coupe DeVille was not engineered for cornering agility. It was a rolling display of post-war American economic supremacy. 7. The Range Rover Sedan, the coach-built, and SV reality. The 7th position addresses an automotive phantom that fundamentally altered the luxury market. To be mathematically accurate, Land Rover has never produced a factory Range Rover sedan. However, the sheer market demand for an executive British sedan built on a rugged chassis created a massive, highly lucrative coach-building industry. Companies like Wood and Pickett historically modified Range Rovers into extended wheelbase luxury cruisers for global royalty. Today, Land Rover explicitly targets the ultra-luxury sedan market with the $234,000 Range Rover SV long wheelbase. Rather than building a low-slung sedan, engineers grafted the ultimate executive sedan interior into their flagship SUV chassis. Featuring the SV Signature Suite, the rear cabin utilizes a massive center console, an 8-inch touchscreen controller, deployable club tables, a refrigerator, and heavily reclining massaging seats. Powered by a 606 horsepower twin-turbo V8, this vehicle effectively eradicated the need for a traditional Range Rover sedan by offering identical executive luxury with superior ground clearance and road presence. 6. The Mercedes-Benz S-Class, securing the 6th spot, is the undisputed benchmark of global executive transport. The The W223 generation Mercedes-Benz S-Class commands a base MSRP of $117,300 for the S5004 MATIC variant. For decades, the S-Class has served as the technological crystal ball for the entire automotive industry, pioneering safety and comfort features years before they reached the mass market. The standard S500 utilizes a 3.0-liter turbocharged inline-six engine with EQ-Boost mild hybrid technology, producing 429 horsepower. However, the true engineering marvels reside within the chassis and cabin. The vehicle achieves a staggering aerodynamic drag coefficient of 0.22, making it one of the most aerodynamically efficient luxury cars on the planet. To mask its 208-inch length, Mercedes equipped the S-Class with optional active rear axle steering, capable of turning the rear wheels up to 10 degrees, reducing the turning radius to that of a compact hatchback. Inside, occupants interact with a 12.8-inch-old touchscreen, augmented reality navigation, and a 30-speaker Burmeister 4D surround sound system that embeds tactile resonators directly into the seats. 5. The Audi A7. The fifth position belongs to the Audi A7, a vehicle that brilliantly compromises between traditional sedan architecture and high-capacity utility. With a starting price of roughly $72,000, the Type 4K8 generation A7 demands a significant financial premium over its A6 sibling, strictly for its sloping fastback roofline. This design is not merely aesthetic. The Sportback hatch opens to reveal a cavernous 24.9 cubic feet of cargo space, mathematically outperforming standard trunk capacities. Beneath the highly sculpted hood lies a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6 generating 335 horsepower and 369 pound-feet of torque. The chassis dynamics are strictly controlled by the Quattro all-wheel drive system and available adaptive damping suspension. The A7 secures its high ranking by solving a fundamental automotive problem. It delivers the sleek, aggressive profile of a high-end sports coupe without sacrificing the rear seat headroom or luggage capacity required for daily practicality. It is a masterpiece of packaging and aerodynamic styling. 4. The Mazda 3 Sedan. In the fourth position sits a massive financial anomaly. The Mazda 3 Sedan, with a baseline price of roughly $25,000, mathematically has no business competing against six-figure German luxury cars. Yet, it secures this high ranking by delivering the highest ratio of premium engineering to dollar value currently available on the global market, when equipped with the top-tier 2.5 carbon turbo trim at approximately $35,000. The Mazda 3 utilizes the Skyactiv G 2.5-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine. Running on 93-octane fuel, it produces a verified 250 horsepower and a massive 320 pound-feet of torque. Power is sent through a 6-speed automatic transmission to the iActive all-wheel drive system. The interior completely disrupts the economy segment, utilizing premium stitched leather, heavily damped switchgear, and an acoustically treated cabin that rivals entry-level European sedans. Mazda engineers proved that high-quality driving dynamics and premium aesthetics do not require a luxury badge or a $60,000 invoice. 3. The BMW 7 Series, taking the bronze medal, is the most polarizing, yet technologically devastating flagship in the Bavarian automaker's history. The G70 generation BMW 7 Series requires a $99,300 entry fee for the base 740i. BMW aggressively abandoned subtle design language, equipping the 7 Series with massive illuminated kidney grills and split-level headlights to dominate the lucrative Asian and Middle Eastern ultra-luxury markets. The powertrain options range from a highly refined 375 horsepower inline-six to the $124,700 760iX drive, which utilizes a 536 horsepower twin-turbo V8 capable of hitting 60 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds. However, the rear cabin secures this vehicle's top 3 status. Buyers can option a staggering 31.3-inch 8K resolution BMW theater screen that drops from the headliner, complete with built-in Amazon Fire TV, combined with standard air suspension, active roll stabilization, and doors that open and close automatically via ultrasonic sensors. The 7 Series operates less like a traditional car and more like a high-speed rolling cinema. 2. The Cadillac Eldorado. The runner-up position goes to the vehicle that defined front-wheel drive American excess. The Cadillac Eldorado, specifically, the mechanical monstrosities produced between 1970 and 1976, secure this spot. In 1970, Cadillac engineers shocked the industry by introducing the largest displacement passenger car engine ever mass-produced. the 500 cubic inch 8.2-liter V8. This Casarin behemoth originally produced 400 gross horsepower and a catastrophic 550 pound-feet of torque to put this massive rotational force to the ground. Cadillac utilized the revolutionary unified powerplant package, a front-wheel drive transaxle system originally developed for the Oldsmobile Toronado. This allowed the Eldorado to feature a completely flat floor pan, offering immense interior volume. Weighing nearly 5,000 pounds and measuring over 224 inches in length, by 1973, the Eldorado floated over the tarmac on a highly compliant torsion bar front suspension. It was a massive torque-heavy cruiser that represented the absolute peak of American automotive confidence before the oil crisis permanently altered engine regulations. 1. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class. Securing the undisputed #1 position is the historical backbone of the Mercedes-Benz portfolio. The W214 generation Mercedes-Benz E-Class, starting at $62,300 for the E3504 Matic, represents the absolute perfect mathematical compromise in the automotive world. It perfectly bridges the gap between the compact agility of the C-Class and the chauffeur-driven isolation of the S. The E-Class is the ultimate technological survivor. The latest iteration utilizes a 2.0-liter turbocharged four-cylinder with a 48-volt mild hybrid system, producing 255 horsepower, while the $68,100 E450 upgrades to a highly potent 375 horsepower turbocharged inline-six. Inside, the cabin is dominated by the optional MBUX superscreen, extending a continuous glass panel from the center console to the passenger door, integrating a dedicated passenger display shielded by advanced camera-based privacy technology. The E-Class claims the #1 spot because it is the most well-rounded vehicle ever engineered. Historically, it operates flawlessly as a high-mileage German taxi, a high-performance AMG track weapon, and an elite corporate fleet vehicle. It offers impeccable ride quality via the optional Airmatic air suspension, world-class active safety systems, and undeniable brand prestige. Through decades of relentless refinement, the Mercedes-Benz E-Class remains the ultimate standard of luxury, durability, and daily usability.